On the beat. It's the rundown. Everything you need to know. It's the rundown. Everything you need for sure. It's the rundown. And I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show. Who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts. There's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Stay informed with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise. Current events and trends, I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all, hit that like button. Share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Block.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Okay. Ready?
Fucking thing sucks. We'll do it live.
Ladies and gents, we're doing it live. Welcome to the rundown. It is Wednesday, hump day. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Shout out to 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 with the hootie ho. Hootie ho. That's a new one for me. I have never hootie ho. Ivan says not hootie ho. Not hootie ho. Wisdom Bars in the building. Little Bag Baby says what up though. Tex-Mex Biomex in the building. Great stream or spaces last night over there on Billy Goat Tales. I dropped my 2 Satoshis on a whole bunch. I don't know what I was on a rant, boy. I was just going in last night, boy. If you missed it, let me see if I can drop a link to that in the chat real quick. Whoever was screaming on the track needs to calm down. All right. Get a little excited. You know, it's the rundown. You got to get excited about the rundown, man. Let me see if I can pull up, before we get started, the spaces from last night. I don't think Biomex can drop it. Oh, here it is. Let's see if I can go to it real quick. See if I can share it. Can I share it? Should be able to share it. Share. Copy link. There we go. That's right. Hit that like button. I just dropped the spaces to last night's Billy Goat Tales. Excellent conversation. I don't know at what point I chimed in. The title of it was Unleash the Power of Faith. Got faith in Bitcoin still. And it's just so crazy how last night, I believe Redman, or it may have been Dave Digital. Dave Digital may have asked a question like, he posed the question to me, when do you know when to lose faith or give up faith in, this Bitcoin play? And I was just telling him, look, long term, I think Bitcoin still has excellent potential compared to other asset classes. It probably will outperform a lot of them still. I know everyone's riding the gold train right now, but Bitcoin should still outperform gold as it has over the last 10, 15 years. It should still outperform gold easily. That should be a layup. But the thing I said last night was that the indications you'll need to be aware of in regards to like Bitcoin moving up and starting the next bull run will be hints of quantitative tightening, ending, lowering interest rates, and then ultimately the thing that's going to really get this bad boy off and running is when, and they will, it's not a if, it's a when the Federal Reserve comes out and says, all right, we got to start printing again. Once they start doing quantitative easing, it's over. Bitcoin, cryptos through the roof, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause to that. But there are things that lead up to it, and things that lead up to it are what happened today. We just heard the Federal Reserve, and we'll get to that, but the Fed is talking about lowering interest rates and stopping quantitative tightening, which is the inverse of quantitative easing. So maybe we're in the early stages of that ultimate crescendo, which will be quantitative easing, money printing, basically a fancy word for money printing. So we're going to talk about all that tonight. The Federal Reserve, it seems like pivot. We're going to talk about Trump and his bold move, which it seems to be working. He's really putting the squeeze. I told you guys in the last live stream, the big bad wolf, China, we're going to see if they really the big bad wolf. I don't think they are. And neither does Trump. Because what he did today, what he announced today, boy, does not show that he's scared of China at all. China better get it together. And then lastly, we're going to talk about the inverse Cramer. Cramer told us over the weekend or Friday that Black Monday was upon us. It was going to be a bloody Monday. This week was going to be horrific. And it was the total opposite. But I got some interesting news about the inverse Cramer trade. I did some digging, and you're going to be shocked at what I found out about this quote unquote inverse Cramer. It ain't all what it's chalked up to be. Before we get into it, the sponsors for tonight. Actually, first, let me do this. Go ahead and follow me over there on X. I don't think I have a link to the X account, but that's where I'm most active. All right. So follow me on X. It's 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫_. That's me on X. All right. Go follow me there. And shout out to WeX, because we got no one won last week. Well, Mark Belsky did win, but he didn't have his account set up. So get over to WeX, get yourself an account, because we're going to run it back again next week, giving away $100 next week to your deposited to your WeX account. All you got to do is have a WeX account. Link is in the description below. You can scan this QR code right here. And all you have to do is either super chat during any of my live streams, super thanks any of my videos, or become a YouTube premium member, which is really the best deal. I've got like 2 or 3 interviews I need to release that I need to get to my members first. But yeah, do that. Do that right now. Become a member. Sign up for WeX. That automatically puts you on the wheel. Super Chat, that automatically puts you on the wheel. And of course, you got to have your WeX account ready for next Monday, your account number. Or you can Super Thanks. I've never done a Super Thanks, but I was told that Super Thanks are available. So Super Thanks. If it's not a live stream, you can still drop a tip and you'll be put on the wheel somehow, some way. And then shout out to, let me do a refresh here, 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. Shout out to them, celebrating their 5th anniversary. Get this out the way. I don't think I have a link in this video for 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫, but they have some perks going on right now. You do see the QR code on the screen that will take you to the free trading room that I have available for you, powered by 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. They drop some alpha in there and it's all free. So join the Telegram room with us. They've got some scalp trades in there, some swing trades, some market analysis, all that available for free. Scan that QR code and join 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. And last but not least, you can't forget about our guys over at Blowfin. Shout out to Blowfin. Shout out to the Blowfin. Now, Blowfin, we have something special going on with Blowfin. They are actually, right now, they got a promo deal that I have set up with them. And it is basically you deposit. You really can't even see it. Deposit. I can't even see it. So deposit, I don't even think you deposit, get 10% on deposit up to $1,000. So you just have to deposit money and start trading, and then you'll get kickback. You'll get the kickback trading bonus in your account, depending on the levels of trading you've done for your account in this period. This ends April 15th. I did a tweet. Maybe I should have pulled up the tweet. You can see it a little bit better. But yeah, that is that's on and popping. And of course, you know, with Blowfin, we have the algo set up over there. So you can set up and trade the 1-minute scalping system, Bloodlytics. That's going crazy. We'll take a look at that chart here in a minute, or the swing trading signals as well, available at bloodlytics.com. Link is in the description below for that. Let's talk about the trades for today before we get into everything else. Boy, oh boy, did we catch all of this right here. Round of applause. Bloodlytics, man. I know my people that signed up, and I had a decent amount sign up while I was gone, but I know y'all have got to be enjoying these trades. So this was from Tuesday night. The end of that yellow range is Tuesday evening, like 10 p.m. going into Wednesday. We had successfully shorted the markets on Tuesday for Bitcoin. Let me just zoom in so you can really see this. All right, that was Tuesday's sequence of trades. Went short and just took profits all the way down. We started heading higher and we changed trend. We did get a couple of false trades here on Wednesday morning. This morning, there was a couple back and forth, but once we got it, we got it. And at 8:11 a.m. this morning, which I suggest if you're scalping using the Bloodlytics scalping system, the 1 minute, try to trade around time zones that are very volatile, like the U.S. trading zone or time zone. I don't really trade the Eurozone or the Japanese Asian zone. Neither of those. I just trade the U.S. zone with the scalping system. So, you know, before things open, maybe about 8 o'clock a.m., start looking for trades, or it's going to show you trades on the chart. So all you need is a free trading view account and sign up. It's $24 a month, and You can actually, I'm going to do another video because you can set up, if you have a paid tier of the TradingView account, you get alerts, and you can set up alerts to push these signals to your phone. I'll do a video on how to set that up properly, but it's fairly easy. But as you can see here, we went long at 8 o'clock this morning and didn't look back for Bitcoin. I mean, at its peak, which we're kind of coming off now, we were up 10% on Bitcoin, and I think up even more on Ethereum. Here's this Ethereum sequence of trades for the 𝗪𝗟𝗪𝗪𝗪 1 minute scalp system. Again, back and forth, but when we finally got it at 12 o'clock, it was on the popping. It was on the popping there. So check that out. And you guys don't even see any of that. I'm just sitting here talking. Just round of applause for you not seeing any of that. But you heard me. I was walking through it, even though you didn't see it. You heard me. Again, we finally got it right on the Ethereum trade around noon today, and we went long on Bitcoin at 8 a.m. this morning right here on the 1 minute system. We also had some swing trades that went crazy today. Maybe I can just show you a couple of those, like NEAR. Oh my God, NEAR. Shout out to all the NEAR holders, hodlers. But NEAR, man, that was a great trade today. Both long and short. Like, this was from a couple of days ago. Monday, we went short on NEAR, and we took that all the way down. Ended up closing around here. That's a 13% move down. And then on the way back up, 8% move up. So that was a good trade on NEAR. So yeah, check it out. 𝗪𝗟𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪🔺. Who we got in the chat room? That's right. Hit that like button. Enzo Harder is in the house. Ivan says, were you talking about the ticker symbol? Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's hilarious, bro. We're gonna talk about that. Hilarious. I just tagged you on the Twitter about China. Got a new name for Trump. Oh Lord. All right, we're gonna look at that in a minute. Wisdom bars when we get to the tariff subject tonight. Let's go ahead and again, Jerome Powell. I told you guys last night on Billy Goat Tales. What do you want to be watching? You don't want to watch anything else other than what the Federal Reserve is doing in regards to which direction Bitcoin, what the Federal Reserve holds Bitcoin's fate. So all you got to do is listen to what the Federal Reserve is doing, because I said last night, I reiterated, Bitcoin is simply a barometer for U.S. liquidity. So if the Federal Reserve is going to slow down on quantitative tightening, which means pulling liquidity out of the markets, okay, lowering interest rates, which means attracting more liquidity into the markets. You know, when interest rates are lower, investors are willing to, you know, go borrow and then use that cash to do things, because the cost of carrying that cash is lower. And then ultimately, thirdly, the thing that really is going to push Bitcoin back up and out of this world is when the Federal Reserve announces quantitative easing, which is literally money printing. Round of applause. So when that happens, boom, Bitcoin is out of here. Cryptos are out of here. Stock market's out of here. But today, we heard out of 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. What is that called? Crypto. I don't know how you say that. 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫? Yeah, 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫. 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫, Federal Reserve to announce rate cut and liquidity injection at meeting later today. I saw that this morning or this afternoon, And that's kind of really when markets started going up. Now, a lot of people were trying to attribute it to Trump's tariff thing, but really, it could have been both. It could have been both, but this definitely played a part. This definitely played a part. Let's listen to what he said at his announcement later or earlier today.
Fucking options. Fuck your fucking zero DTE calls. Fuck the economy. Fuck inflation. Fuck your soft landing. I am sick of this shit. Fuck Wall Street. Fuck you all. I'm fucking out. Fuck.
Oh, man. That's what he said. And markets loved it. No, all jokes aside, the Federal Reserve, they say here in this post at 1 p.m. today, said may cut rates before May 7th meeting due to fears, due to market volatility and recession fears. We're already in a recession. Traders now expect up to 125 basis point rate cut by the end of the year, with a 40% chance of a cut within days. Donald Trump's new tariffs triggered a global sell-off in the bond market panic, pushing yields down sharply. The Federal Reserve is now under growing pressure to cut interest rates and pump cash into the sea. This is what I'm talking about. If this happens, Michael Saylor, saved by the Fed. Saved by the Fed. And so it says they're looking to potentially pump cash into the financial system at its next scheduled meeting later today, as fears of a full-blown market crash and recession spread across global markets. Bond market collapses, forces traders to bet on an emergency Fed move. There's a lot going on in these streets. And off that news, I mean, we saw NASDAQ go, oh my God, NASDAQ looked like a crypto today. NASDAQ 100 was up 11% today. That is insane. Like, it almost reminds me, though, I'm not even going to lie to you. These types of moves reminds me of, and I think I pulled this up. It reminds me of, like, you get these types of whipsaw moves up and down, violent moves up and down before a final move in one direction. And we saw this during the dot-com bubble. CNBC, dot-com bust. 1987 crash had massive relief rally similar to Wednesday's pop. So that, again, that's what I'm saying. NASDAQ goes up 12% in one day, marked the second best day on record. That's crazy. Rallies are similar magnitude have only taken place during historically bad stretches of the market. Exactly. Investors say the difference this time is that the massive moves are the results of actions of one person, President Donald Trump. Still doesn't matter. You just got to be cautious here. I said that Bitcoin on Monday. I said Bitcoin is not done. That was literally the title of my live stream on Monday. And where were we on Monday? Let's go back in time. Let's go back in time. Where were we on Monday? We weren't looking good. I tell you that much. Monday was right here. This was Monday between, let me do this real quick. So this is Monday's trading session right here. This red area, right? And that night, I said, Bitcoin is not done yet. And the reason was because we got a nice bounce off of this trend line, this channel that I told you guys we've been watching. You guys know we've been watching this zone. It's a highly supportive zone for Bitcoin. So I said, if we don't move below, watch $74,000 Bitcoin. We don't move below that, it's still on and popping. And lo and behold, we moved up. Then went Tuesday. We reversed course, and I was watching it closely. I didn't stream Tuesday, but I was watching it. We made money on the downside. I tweeted out this, but we got down here. We did not take out and violate that first V. We didn't do it. This was the first V. This is the second V. We did not breach that area. On top of, we stayed above the bottom part of this channel, downward channel. And then today only solidified the bounce with the tariff talks. 1 p.m. we got the, and it may have been coordinated. These announcements may have been coordinated. I don't know why this thing is not showing the charts. So let's look over this again. So this was Monday. This was the V, the first V. I told you guys Monday evening, Bitcoin is not done yet. That was why I saw that, and that was a huge technical signal for me. Then Tuesday, we reversed course just to make sure. See, the markets typically, you don't have one V and that be the end of a local bottom. It usually tries to make sure, for sure, that the bulls want to hold this market up. So the bears tried it again and was rejected. And then Monday we got the news, I think, coordinated because we had Federal Reserve come out at 1 o'clock. And I think Trump might have said his business around that time period as well. And boom, shakalaka. Enzo said, I was telling folks Trump was using damn countries as pawns to get rates lower. The tariff deals are icing. Icing on the cake, man. It's the art of the deal. You need to take note, Wisdom Bars, of how Trump's doing. You need to relax and take note. That's what you need to do. Trump is Biggie Smalls right now. You need to take note, because he is showing you how the art of the deal works, my friend. He is showing you how it's done. This is why this guy is worth all these billions of dollars and has been the man since the 80s, because he knows how to wheel and deal, my friend. And we need somebody like that. We needed a commander in chief that really is a leader and is confident in his strategy. And so far, it's working in our favor. It's definitely working in our favor. So the money printing is not on yet, but there are precursors to that. And I said this on Billy Goatels last night. There are precursors, and we just saw one. I didn't think we would get it this fast. We just saw a precursor today. They're talking about slowing down on quantitative tightening and lowering interest rates. Those are two separate precursors to the ultimate boom shakalaka move, which is going to be QE. Now, QE won't come until shit gets real bad out here in these streets. It's going to take some time for that. It's going to take some real crisis for that to happen. But when it does happen, QE will be on the way. You better believe it. Now on to the other thing that has really moved this market up today. It's Trump and these tariffs, ladies and gentlemen. So Zero Hedge reports here, Trump pauses reciprocal tariffs for 90 days on every nation except China. I thought you were street smart. I really did. Except China. He not only didn't pause tariffs on China, this dude went up the joints on them. He upped the pole on them. Rose them another 125% effective immediately on them boys over here in Chinatown. Based on the lack of respect. Listen to this. This is what Trump put on Truth Social today. This guy's a G, man. This guy is greatest of all time. Based on the lack of respect that China has shown to the world markets, I am hereby raising the tariff charge to China by the United States of America to 125% effective immediately. He said at some point, hopefully in the near future, China will realize that the days of ripping off the U.S. and other countries is no longer sustainable or acceptable. He said conversely, and based on the fact that more than 75 countries have representatives have called us, including Departments of Commerce, Treasury, and USTR, to negotiate a solution to the subjects being discussed relative to trade barriers, tariffs, currency manipulation. All that shit has been going on for years. Yeah, we've been manipulating our currency too, but other countries really been manipulating their currencies. And non-monetary tariffs, he says, and that these countries have not, at my strong suggestion, retaliated in any way, shape, or form against the United States. I have authorized a 90-day pause and a substantially lower reciprocal tariff during this period of 10%, also effective immediately. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And boom, shakalaka, shit went to heaven. Went to Valhalla is what they say in the meme coin world. The U.S. look, the U.S. Equity markets up 7 to 9% in totality. They went to man. Listen. I've not seen these types of moves in the equity markets in forever. I can't even remember. Bitcoin soaring, oil prices spiking, everything went up. Everything went to Valhalla. Treasury Scott Bessent called China the biggest source of U.S. trade problems. Yeah, they are, adding that he is seeing Japan, Vietnam, India, and South Korea today for negotiations. Interesting. So instead, China really trying to crash out. So what they do after that, China raised their tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. Now, I don't know if this was, I think this was before Trump upped it to 125. That's okay. So overnight, last night, China raised their tariffs to 84% on us. So then Trump came back today and hit them with the 125. God damn. Boy, oh boy, who won it? Who gonna swerve? Hey, you got two cars coming at each other fast on a one-lane highway. Who's gonna swerve? It ain't gonna be the U.S. I'll tell you that. Trump ain't about to back down, bro. You know Trump and his ego. Not only his ego, but he does literally have the upper hand. And this is what globally we're about to show the world, that China is not who they think they are. China is not who they think they are. The big dog is still the U.S. You can't sell all your shit to your own people because most of your people are impoverished. You can't sell it to India, not the same amount and the quality. You need us, China. Do we need you? Of course, we do need you. But again, you need us a tad bit more. So we have the upper hand. We got the upper hand here. Blockchain report said Trump got China's Winnie the Pooh on tilt. There you go. There you go. There you go, bro. It's on and popping. So this is good news, man. This is excellent news. And again, I told you guys, we are going to see who really is the big bad wolf, and the world is going to be shocked. It's not China, it's the U.S. See, we've been allowing you. We're like that big bear, the kind bear that you poke him, he doesn't do anything. You keep poking him, he doesn't do anything. You keep poking him, and then he turns into a gorilla on your ass. That's what we're doing right now. Wisdom Bar said here on Twitter, maybe Trump is on to something with being an irrational suicide bomber of a president. Might have to call him Crash Out Trump. Yo, no, man. China Commerce Ministry, two sides will discuss trade transfer issues and handle trade frictions properly. Yeah, bro. No, he's not Crash Out Trump. He's not Crash Out Trump. He is the best president we've ever seen. Hands down, best president we've ever seen. We've never seen a president go head to head with China because everybody has always been scared of China. He's going head on with this country, and that's what's necessary, man. That's what's necessary. John Hill says, I think this signals the end of the U.S. dominance. No, I think this signals the resurgence of the U.S. dominance. It will only signal the end if we lose this trade war. So that's the thing, John Hill, aka Default. If we back down or somehow lose this trade deal, yes. This trade war between China, yes, it signals the end of U.S. hegemony and being in dominance from a global market standpoint. I don't see that happening, bro. I do not see that happening. But if it does happen, yes, I agree. That marks the end. But I think this marks the resurgence and a new leg up in world dominance for the U.S. because I think we're going to win this. There's another post. China's central bank has introduced or instructed major state-owned banks to cut back on U.S. dollar purchases, signaling a shift in strategy. This move comes as the U.S. dollar hits its strongest point against the yuan since 2007. Now, this is no good for China. This is no good for China. This is good for us. That means we can buy more with less dollars. So, yeah, as one of the world's largest holder of foreign reserve, China aims to reduce global demand for the dollar. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. China by itself, first of all, China's in bad shape over there. Secondly, China can't substitute or compete with the rest of the world demand for dollars. Every other country uses dollars, needs dollars, and all their debt is denominated in dollars. That's the main point. The main point y'all got to understand is why the dollar is never going to die anytime soon is because everybody's past and present debt is denominated in dollars. So you have to pay back your debt in US dollars. You can't pay it back in some other currency. Black Mammoth says, I heard China's population was decimated after COVID, only 300 to 500. I heard about that too, bro. I forgot to watch a video on YouTube about that. I can't believe that. I can't believe that they reduced that much from basically lost 1 billion people. No, I don't think they've lost that many. They probably lost a lot though. Probably the population of the US. So they for sure probably lost about 300 million, 400 million people from that whole COVID situation. I wouldn't be surprised, but not 1 billion. Wisdom Bar says, no, that man willing to go out in a nasty fashion. That's like saying these people who fight, who pull out a gun are the greatest fighters ever. Would you say that? No, not at all. But he hasn't pulled out a gun. He's pulled out the nuke. He's pulled out a nuke on their ass, boy. This shit, listen, Trump ain't playing no games, boy. And I'm telling you, it's a winner take all. It's a winner take all scenario in what we got going on with Trump and versus China versus Xi. It's a winner take all. So that's what I'm saying. To Default's comment and his point, it is a binary event. If we lose this trading war, it's over for us. But I don't think we're not going to lose it. I don't think we're not going to lose the trading war against China, bro. It's just not going to happen. I need to go watch some videos I saw on YouTube about that Black Mammoth regarding the depopulation thing. I saw that too. That's crazy. The trade war is already lost. This time next year, we'll see the real ramifications of this L. I disagree with you, John Hill. That's even worse than Nah, bro, it's not worse because that's bringing out the nuke lets everybody know we not playing games. I'll kill everybody, including us. So China's gonna pipe down. They're gonna back up, bro. I'm telling you, they're gonna back the F up. They're gonna back up off of this one, bro. I gone wrong, T. Now, the last subject for tonight, we're going to keep it brief tonight. And don't forget, again, we are giving away $100 next week. We're going to try it again. No one won this week. We're going to try it again. So make sure you guys get your WeX account set up. Let me bring up the QR code. You need that WeX account to join in on this $100 giveaway. So get yourself your WeX account and have that locked and loaded for next Monday's $100 giveaway. All right. Now, let me see what someone else's comment here. Greg says, Blood, you don't have to think the U.S. is going to win. God said the U.S. dollar will remain down. God said it? Dad, Greg. When did God say this? What scripture did he say the U.S. dollar was going to remain dominant? Let me know. Or is this some con? What's my man name? Biblical the 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 dude. Did he say that? He said he came out with the God said the U.S. dollar was gonna. That's literally a crash out. That's why this is what Wisdom Bar says. That's what they do out here. I'm gonna blow you up for stepping on my shit. You disrespect us, we all gonna die. But that's the thing. It's not gonna actually happen. China's gonna back down. They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna go kamikaze. They're not gonna do it, bro. They're not going to do it. So the last subject tonight is the old Cramer. Cramer did it again, ladies and gentlemen. Told us the sky was falling Monday. And lo and behold, by Wednesday, we've had the second best day in U.S. equity history. Round of applause. He did it again, y'all. He did it again. Inverse Cramer. Just trade that, they say. And you'll be better off than Nancy Pelosi. Copy trade Nancy Pelosi. So Inverse Cramer Twitter account says, Jim Cramer, Black Monday is coming. The markets. And then he shows the NASDAQ up 9%. And it ended up ultimately closing 12% up for today. So he's ragging on them big time. But I did some more research, and my guy, who put that out? Someone put that out earlier, and you hit it on the head. That's exactly what I think it was Hyben. Yeah, Hyben said this. I didn't even know about this ETF. So there's an ETF, or was RIP. There was an ETF, an inverse Cramer ETF called ticker symbol SGEM, basically short gem Cramer, right? And I went looking for it, and I went on CNBC, couldn't pull up the quote, so I went to Yahoo Finance and was able to actually bring up at least the landing page for this ETF, and then I went to Bloomberg and saw this. Liquidated, ladies and gentlemen. Liquidated. Round of applause. Liquidated. So I guess the inverse Cramer strategy does not actually work. It doesn't actually work. So this fund was actively managed and it seeks to achieve its investment objective by engaging in transactions designed to perform the opposite of the return of the investments recommended by television host Jim Cramer or Cramer. But that didn't work out for you there, buddy. Liquidated. Liquidated, baby. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, yeah. Didn't work out for you there. So the inverse Cramer strategy actually looks like does not work. He's wrong a lot, it seems, or maybe it's just that we highlight only when he's wrong, so it magnifies the wrong cause. Clearly, because if he was truly the inverse Cramer, if that actually worked, then that ETF will still be around and not liquidated. 𝗪𝗘𝗘𝗫 says, Cramer's job is to talk the trading floor's book upstairs. Right. You're exactly right. John Hill, aka Default, said, I think 10 pounds said in the Telegram chat room that China would attack Taiwan. Okay, I see that happening more than likely now as a response, and Europe will start to side with China by the end of summer. That is a problem. That is a problem. China will do something and out of frustration and retaliation. I agree. How does that play out? I'm not too sure with Taiwan. That is a true statement. So are they willing to go ahead and do that as a retaliatory step against the U.S.? Here's why I say I don't think they'll make that move, because I think if China makes that move on Taiwan, Trump will then pretty much just say we ain't getting shit from you, or increase tariffs even more. Like, he's going to squeeze them to death, bro. That's what he's going to do. And I had a video. Let me see if I can find the video that Mr. Wonderful, a.k.a. 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫, had to say about the tariff situation. Let's take a look at this.
I'm advocating 104% tariffs on China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it and sell it back here. Never has an administration.
400% tariffs? What would that look like?
I want Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. This is not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals, and finally, an administration, you may not like Trump, you may not like his style or his rhetoric, finally, an administration that puts up and says enough. 400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP.
You hear that? 39% of all consumable goods get eaten up by us over here in the United States. So this is what I'm saying. No, China's not the big scary wolf. No, it's us. And we've been bamboozled and hoodwinked into believing that it was China all this time. But the greatest president of our lifetime is showing you in real time what's really going on. Round of applause.
America is the #1 economy on earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
Well, hold on a second,
tariffs.
Kevin. Well, I hear you, but hold on. If we're talking about people, the average consumer, not necessarily the head honchos of businesses all across the globe, can they withstand the pressure of that sort of tax on the goods?
It's short-lived. There will be.
But what's your timeline compared to, you don't know the average American's timeline, what they can actually survive. There's people right now who can't survive
400% tomorrow morning, cheese on an airplane to Washington to cut a deal.
Again, to your point, John Hill, if it looks like he's encroaching on Taiwan, I think you'll see a 300-400% tariff on China. So Trump will play that card and not try to go kinetic, because we don't want to go kinetic. You know, China does have a powerhouse of weaponry. We don't want to do that, because then it's a mutually destructive situation. So we don't want to do that. So I think he will use tariffs all the way. That's his favorite word. He said tariffs is the best word in the dictionary. And this is why we're seeing it. It's an easy tool to use as a negotiation tactic to get what you need to get done, especially being in the position that the United States is in. You heard the stat. We consume a vast amount of goods, man, and it's all concentrated here. So we'll see. But I definitely wanted to let you guys hear that one from Mr. Wonderful. Consumers don't have power, producers do. That's why we got to start producing. This is the whole point. We got to start producing things back here in the United States. This happened with Japan in the 80s. They imploded in 90s, still haven't recovered. You're right. China is next. I agree. This is a great point. Great point, Matt. This is exactly how I feel. I don't think China's the big bad wolf, ladies and gentlemen. I think we still hold the power. We just haven't exercised it. We haven't pushed some people around. We haven't moved a little bit, moved our shoulders in the room. We haven't done none of that. But now we are. So we'll see how it all pans out. I think it's going to pan out to the betterment of the United States. And yeah. There you have it. Let me see what else is going on. So I don't know how true this is. This was 14 hours ago. I don't know how true this is or was. Xi announced 180% tariffs on U.S. goods starting tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know about that. But again, if he wants to play the tariff game, he's not going to win. Let's see. Let me hear what Chamala has to say.
What they said is there's going to be these price shocks. You're right. So year one is difficult, okay? But it could raise upwards of $750 billion a year, okay?
You're saying tariffs.
Tariffs. What they said that they would do is they would then turn around and cut the federal
income tax
for anybody making $150,000 or less to zero.
So what they're doing is using the tariffs to offset the price shock.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't. But and this is the math, and that hasn't been 100% established yet. But instead of like putting the burden on the American consumer, we put the burden on the foreign country to pay that delta,
and then effectively subsidize the consumer through an income tax.
To be fair, the $750 billion, I assume, that's assuming everybody pays the tariff fully.
Okay, so this is an important point. I would say right now it's a moving target, meaning the sharps, before Liberation Day, the smart money line was at like 250 billion. Okay. That's Wall Street. I mean, we'll put smart in quotes, but that was their number. And part of why the stock market went berserk was they just got it totally wrong. And the back of the envelope math that I did and that a couple of my friends did, and I would say they're much smarter than I am, they got to 750. I got to 750 as well. Howard Lutnick, who's a Commerce Secretary, said, like, anywhere approaching 750, we have a line of sight to be able to cut income taxes to zero for anybody making 150 or less.
Oof.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean,
so we're in the magic zone here, guys.
So here's
what I mean?
So there's a perfect example. Like, there's all this conversation about the midterms right now. Trump tanks the stock market. People get screwed over by what some people calling inflation, but like the price shock. But if you announce at the end of the year, there's a $750 billion surplus because of taxes, and we're eradicating income tax for people making under $150,000, midterms are going red.
I mean, bro, forget midterms. They'll want Trump for the third term.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button, share the stream. I'm gonna try to get 𝗙𝗘𝗘𝗫 on later this week. What else we got going on this week? I think that's it. Matt says here, we finally have an adult in the room with economic policy making the hard decisions. The prior administrations assumed we were over and just looted the coffers. Exactly. There will be pain in the beginning. There's going to be pain, but the gain will be phenomenal. I'm telling you guys, like, this is a historic moment in United States timeline. Because to Matt's point, that's exactly what we thought. We thought China was a big bad wolf, and they were going to be the power player going forward. So why not just slowly and methodically sell out Americans? And that's what Republicans and Democrats have been doing it for years. Ever since NAFTA was signed by good old saxophone blowing, blowjob getting President Clinton, ever since then, we've been getting sold out, ladies and gentlemen. We've been getting sold out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for tonight. Hit that like button. Again, next week, $100. Make sure you get your WeX account. Link is in the description below. That's the rundown for tonight. I'm out of here, people. Holla.
On the beat. It's the rundown. Everything you need to know. It's the rundown. Everything you need for show. It's the rundown. And I ain't even capping on this. Crypto blood covering every topic on this. Welcome to the show. Who didn't let me go? Breaking down the facts. There's more you need to know. Crypto politics and culture always keep it real. Teaching you the truth, showing you how I feel. Staying forward with me, and I break it down with ease. Every single day, bringing expertise. Current events and trends, I analyze with care. Knowledge is the power that we all can share. Yeah, y'all, hit that like button. Share the stream, and join the team. And you already know what the fuck going on. Shout out to my nigga Crypto Block.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No, there it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Sure.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video.
What is
for credits?
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay, in 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.